I'm Judith Diaga. I'm one of two occupational therapists working in the Inclusive Education Department at False Bay TVET College. We've made this video to give you an idea of some of the support that our students with disabilities receive at the college. And you'll be hearing directly from the students, from their parents, and also from one or two of the lecturing staff who are such a crucial part of the support that is provided.
I'm Jackie Lenting, also an occupational therapist. We hope that this video and presentation will be a meaningful starting point to help you understand and engage around student disability support.
I am Sean van Staden and I'm the program head and I work within the Business Studies department. My background in inclusive education is mainly through my interest and research completed for a master's degree. My experience in terms of working with the inclusive education officer is that she assists with the screening of the prospective student and also to assist with seeking appropriate advice regarding the placement of prospective students to ensure that the students are placed in the program where he or she is best suited, and to ensure that there is a reasonable accommodation for students with disabilities within the mainstream environment. In the past, I've dealt with students with low vision, blindness, and hearing impairment. I receive advice from Inclusive Education Officer around the student's disability. I also receive advice while the student is on course. Very often the students would relate what could be working, how things could be changed, or how things could, how the situation could be improved. Also around what feedback I received in terms from the lecturers in the classroom. Teachers are non-special educators and therefore did not receive specialized training on how to teach students with specific disabilities. The Inclusive Education Officer provided practical examples on how students with impairments can be included in the mainstream classroom. My role is to ensure that the concessions are implemented at college level. For example, if a scribe is provided, extra time per hour during the examination, and to ensure that appropriate venues are allocated during examination sessions.
My name is Rubaida Sambo and today I will be speaking to you about inclusive education at False Bay College Muizenberg campus. I absolutely love working with Judith and with Jackie. They provide such sound advice in terms of the students that we deal with that come from the Inclusive Education Department that is recommended by Jackie and by Judith. The advice they provide is not just in terms of the students, but it's also an amazing learning lesson for myself. Just to build my experience in dealing with students that have special needs. When a student applies at Muizenberg campus and they have disclosed that they are special needs student, they would be referred to Judith Diaga. She's our occupational therapist, and then she would then assess the student and then communicate with myself, who is the education specialist. Then I would meet with Judith and the student and the student's parents, right? And we would discuss. The occupational therapist would also advise reasonable accommodation strategies and suggestions to the education specialist, as well as to the parents of the student and the students themselves. This is a very important guidance as it shows the education specialist, like myself, and the parents and the students what is expected of all parties. In my personal capacity, inclusive education is my passion. I absolutely love working with my inclusive education students, as well as the two amazing occupational therapists, both Jackie Lenting and Judith Diaga. In fact, I'd like to share a personal experience of mine, when my students do really well, I am elated, I get excited. In fact, I sometimes jump out of my chair because this is such a great achievement for me and a huge success. And I really feel that if they have achieved as students, that means I've achieved my goal as lecturer, because my goal is to see my students become successful, how we can help them in terms of applying for a scribe, as well as if the student has a visual impairment, we photocopy the question paper of the assessment in an A3 format so that it's better for the student to see. We also provide study skills, guiding the students how to analyze the questions. Both Jackie and Judith are amazing with that. For the duration of the in-service training, guidelines need to be sent to the host employer, informing them of who they're dealing with. This is extremely confidential information, as we don't want any discrimination to take place.
My name is Peter Elliott, and I am the Education Specialist for ERD Department. A very strong collaboration has been formed between myself and Jackie Lentin over the years during interviews that we conducted with native students who have attention deficit and hyperactivity disorder, and advising and guiding these students as to study pathways and qualifications required for them to successfully apply for apprenticeships. Going forward, I would highly recommend more opportunities for students to bridge this gap via PLP or orientation programs.
Good day, my name is Len Andrews Raman, and I'm the occupational boilermaker and welding lecturer at Valspey TVET College, not left out. CBMT welding are 80% practical and 20% theory, which means that the students' core focus will be enhancing the students' practical ability. The 20% theory are carefully designed in a way that the student will be able to cope with the theoretical side of the trade. The work, simulation, evaluation, screening process helps to determine on what level the student will start. It's an accurate process designed by the Inclusive Education Department to advise what best suits the learner.
My name is Priscilla Ann Gore, and I am 40 years old. I have a disability. I am visually impaired. In 2019, I decided to go and study early childhood development at Valspey College, Mitchells Plain. Because of my disability, I had to go and see the inclusive education officer. At the interview, she asked me about my disability and also made me aware of the options I have to make my studies possible. At the campus, they have the Merlin in the library where you can go and enlarge any reading material. The assistive technology that I could take home, like a laptop fitted with Zoom text and loaded with my textbook in PDF form, also helped me a lot. The voice recorder, where I could make voice recording of my notes during exam times, really helped me achieve good results. In exams, the question papers were enlarged and I also got extra time. To all the assistive inclusive education officers, please keep on assisting those with disabilities. Because of your help, I have achieved good results.
My name is Bikim Zam, NCVE level 4 in IT here in Valspey. I am a wheelchair user. I'm not able to walk. An education officer, Ms. Jackie Lentin, she's been there for me. She's someone who's willing to talk to, who's willing to give advice, someone who's easily approachable, someone who talk to without any problems. She's been there for me throughout the years. In terms of moving around the campus, I can easily move around the campus without any problems. from the classroom doors to the toilet. There are no obstacles that I can say that no, from here to there I cannot move. Now, Jackie Lenting also helped me to get food vouchers through Quadpara. It was last year during the COVID, the lockdown. She also organized a venue for me for examinations that is closer to the toilet, so that I cannot be spending time running to the toilet that is far away from the venue. She made sure that the venue that I'll be writing in is much closer to the toilet. Yeah. The disability that I have, as a wheelchair user, it's not easy. They must always be there for their children. They must make sure that they are on the same level as their fellow students, by providing the necessary needs, the necessary support for their students.
My name is Safia Moultrie. I'm Udaifa Moultrie's mom. My son is attending Fallsbay College in Westlake. He's doing welding course. Ms. Lentling and Mr. Harold and Mr. Naidu is a great help for Udaifa. Ms. Lentling went out of her way to introduce me to the organization Autism SA. Ms. Lentling arranged with Mr. Naidu a comfort zone for Udaifa at college. If it should be that he is stressed out, he can go to Mr. Naidu and just speak and to get calmed down. Mr. Harold, on the other hand, also were a great help, where he decided that Udaifa should do one subject from the term, for trimester, to make load much easier on Udaifa. Whatever Mrs. Lentling has in upper sleeve for helping the kids with disabilities, I would appreciate it if you could help and assist her, because we also want our kids to have a career. So I will appreciate it if you could help her, and I really want to thank Mr. Harold, Mr. Naidu and Ms. Lentling for being there for me and Udaifa.
My name is Nandipa Kocha and I am visual impaired. I was a student at Fallsbay College. I've studied public management at the Khayelitsha campus. For me as a blind person, it was not easy at all. I would like to take this opportunity and say thank you to the inclusive department, who've also made it possible. They have supported me physically and emotionally. They've organized a mobility in order for me to move around the campus. They've made sure that the lecturers and the students in my class are comfortable around me by doing an awareness, and they've invited people from Cape Town Society for the Blind. The inclusive department made sure that I got a laptop and a dictaphone, because NSFAS does not answer that quick all the time, but they've made sure that I have a laptop and a dictaphone to use in class. They've also made sure that I have electronic books, I have a scribe for my exams, I have my Braille question papers.
To all the colleges around the world, I would like to say, please accommodate us as blind students. Please make sure that the laptop with JAWS is provided to us on the first day of the class. Please hire more than one staff, at least 2 or 3, so that they can help each other with the brailing, with the electronic books, with the converting, because that takes time and energy. I hope and believe that all colleges will take note of this advice to better our lives. Thank you.
We hope that as the TVET sector, we will join hands to make student disability inclusion a reality. Our work is definitely not easy, but it is certainly possible and always worth doing.